Hey guys, for once I'm going to change this up. Instead of talking very highly about movies, I'm gonna talk very badly about movies today. Let us begin. Hey everybody, this is David, and this is going to be my list from the top 10 worst movies ever made. Of course, this is going to be from my perspective. Everybody has their own opinion on what the worst movie ever made was. And these are the top 10 worst for me. And some people are going to probably be surprised because there's some movies that are not on this list. When I was organizing my list, I realized there were some movies that didn't make my top 10 that I thought would have, like Batman and Robin, the worst Batman movie ever made. But unfortunately, there were movies that I remembered that were worse than Batman and Robin. So, what were they? Let us go through this list, and let me tell you what I think. So at number 10, I have R.I.P.D, starring Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges. This was a movie that came out in 2013, and I'm not going to admit, I am going to admit it, I was looking forward to it when I first saw the trailer, because I saw the trailer and it looked like Men in Black to me. Men in Black with dead people, and I thought, okay, this could be pretty good. And I liked Ryan Reynolds, I liked Jeff Bridges as actors, And then I saw the movie, and yeah, it was horrible. Horrible movie. Horrible. All around. Now, I talked about Green Lantern not too long ago. That had some redeeming qualities to it. This one practically has nothing. I only probably gave it a 2 out of 10, probably because I felt bad for Ryan Reynolds in what kind of movie he was in, and all the other movies that, was leading up to this. I really felt bad, and that's probably the only reason I gave it a 2 out of 10. But Jeff Bridges, what the hell were you doing, man? I could not understand you at all. You sound like you were mumbling throughout the entire movie. I love you, Jeff Bridges, but, dude, you gotta, speak, not mumble. But yeah, this was a horrible movie. I don't even remember what the plot was about, but I know it was some Men in Black ripoff, but worse than Men in Black. If you didn't like Men in Black 3 or Men in Black 2, this was complete crap. Number 9 on my list, I have Dungeons and Dragons. This was a movie that came out in the late 90s, and yeah, I guess I don't remember too much about the trailers and promotion for the movie, but I guess I must have been somewhat excited. I think it was my brother that really was more into Dungeons and Dragons and the idea of it and all that. And then we saw the movie and we were heavily disappointed. It was a boring movie from what I remember, and it was just plain and dumb. So I heard from some people that it sticks true to the board game. But how do you stick true to a board game when it comes to a movie? I have no idea. It was a dumb movie. And moving on. Number 8. This one might actually surprise people. I am putting The Secret Garden. That's right. This is a classic for a lot of people. And I just think it's a really boring film. I was not interested in this movie at all. I thought it was boring. And I think I'll add one more boring to that. At number 7, I have the animated movie that practically killed hand-drawn animation, Home on the Range, coming from, you guessed it, Disney. Now, Disney has some great animated movies out there, but this is probably the worst. The animation was clunky, the music was stupid. I just hated this movie all the way through. It's not even close to the best of Disney animation, and yeah, I can see why this practically killed hand-drawn animation. And I like that back then Disney tried to blame computer animated movies, that they were the cause of the death of hand-drawn animation. And no, I disagree with that. It was movies like this that was the cause of of the end of hand-drawn animation. And if we get more good hand-drawn animated movies, I'm sure it will find its way back one day. At number 6, I have Catwoman. This is possibly the worst superhero movie ever made. And there are a couple bad ones. I know that. You know, I love superhero movies. Everyone knows that. And if you look at a lot of my videos, a lot of my reviews and stuff, a lot of them are very superhero related. And for me, though, Catwoman just... Like, if you thought Batman and Robin was bad, I can find more redeeming qualities in Batman and Robin than in this movie. I don't even know what's redeeming about it. And, you know, Halle Berry as an actress, she's not bad. In this, everybody feels like they don't even want to be in this movie. So, I don't know, that's how I felt. I mean, it was so bad that Halle Berry even accepted her Razzie nomination. I mean, if she realizes how bad this movie was and she accepted the Razzie nomination for Worst Actress, that's saying something. Number 5, I have Walking with the Dinosaurs. This was a computer animated movie, and I saw the trailer for this movie, and it didn't really give much, but I like animated movies, and I thought, okay, well, this should be pretty cool. I like dinosaurs, you know, Jurassic World came out this year and all that, and this was a really bad, stupid movie. Basically, it's about this little dinosaur, Triceratops or whatever it was, and it's talking, and I mean, I was hoping the animals would talk, but I mean, the writing in this movie is so bad. I guess this was a kid's movie, and it had to be, and it was really bad. Like, there are good kid movies, and then there are bad ones, and this is a bad one, just like Home on the Range. You know, this was just another. And I don't know how a kid could sit through this movie, because I was bored out of my skull. I didn't even care what the creatures were saying anymore, and I think I fell asleep somewhere in the middle. I don't even remember. It was a bad movie. So, moving on. At number 4, I have Eragon. Now, I didn't read the books for this, so I don't know if this is fair for me to put this on this list. But yeah, from what I heard, even people who were fans of the books were not a fan of this movie. And again, it's just a bad movie. I mean, it was so bad, I don't even remember what happened in it right now. I just remember not liking it, not caring about any of the characters. The dragon I thought was cheesy. That's it. Okay, now that I'm getting to these top 3, I'm gonna say this now. This was actually a very tough decision to make, which were going to be 3, 2, and 1. And I even right now, I'm not sure if I'm making the right choice. But no matter what, these movies are horrible. Horrible movies. And let's get to this. At number 3, I have Twilight. The first Twilight is the only Twilight I've seen, because after this one, I just had enough right away. I couldn't stand it. It was a horrible movie, horrible writing, horrible acting. I mean, I don't even know why these movies did as successful as they did. This is the reason why I didn't watch 50 Shades of Grey. Because I heard 50 Shades of Grey was just Twilight fan fiction. And that's why I avoided that movie at all costs. And I wish I avoided this movie at all costs, but some people tell me, David, you have to see it. I told myself I had to see it for myself in order to have, you know, my own opinion on it, because I feel bad talking badly about a movie if I don't see it first. And now that I've seen the first Twilight movie, at least, I can honestly say this was terrible. At number 2, I have Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Batman and Robin was one of those movies that, you know, I enjoyed when I was a kid, and then as I got older and my taste improved, I realized Batman and Robin is a bad movie. And Mortal Kombat Annihilation was that movie too. The first Mortal Kombat, it's no Oscar winner either. It's not so great of a movie, but it's a fun film. You know, if you go and have fun with it, with the cheesiness and all that, it's enjoyable. It has charm to it. This movie has no charm, and the special effects, the acting, the directing, the writing, everything was just a mess in this movie. And I can see why maybe a kid might like it. I don't even think a kid would like it. I think I was a dumb kid back in the day. But, yeah, this was not enjoyable at all. And just watching it now as an adult, I watched it like maybe 3-4 years ago again because I have forgotten about it and I wanted to check it out again. And yeah, it was just a mess of a movie, man. It was a mess. And I'm not sure how well it did in the box office, but I'm sure it, considering they never made another one, I'm guessing it did really bad. And the fact that like a lot of the actors from the first Mortal Kombat movie didn't even return for this one, that says a lot too. At number 1, I have Son of the Mask. This was a sequel to the 1994 Jim Carrey movie, and I saw this movie because I knew it was going to be bad as soon as I saw a baby in the trailer with the mask on, and I said, "Oh no, this is bad." And you know, this was during a time when studios were making sequels to Jim Carrey movies without Jim Carrey. Now, that's not to say, you know, Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls or Dumb and Dumber 2 are, you know, amazing films themselves, but there's a little bit more quality in those movies than in movie like Son of the Mask, which is terrible. And I don't even know how I sat through this movie. I must have blanked out a lot because I still don't even remember. I just remember the baby from the freaking trailer. That was so horrible. But I know I've seen this movie. I know I thought it was terrible when I saw it. And yeah, this is one of those movies that I gave a 1 out of 10 to. It was that bad. It should have been a 0 out of 10. But what, you know, you gotta rate it something. And if I'm gonna rate it 1 out of 10, it was a bad movie. Nothing was good about this movie. I don't even know what Alan Cumming, who played Nightcrawler, was in this movie, playing the god Loki. Thankfully, no connection with Marvel's Loki. And yeah, it was just a terrible, terrible film. And I don't even know what the studio was thinking. And you know what? Out of all these movies on my list, it actually is the lowest rated, one of the lowest rated films on IMDb. Avoid it at all costs. I'm sure you will, but obviously there's been people that have seen it, and it's just don't waste your time, because you will wonder to yourself, why did I spend 2 hours of my life watching this piece of shit? Okay guys, so with that being said, that was the top 10 worst movies ever made. And the reason why I did this list was because, you know, some people have told me that, David, you don't do enough bad reviews. And I hope this kind of shows people that, yes, there are movies that I don't like. But I try, you know, I like to enjoy movies. And so when I talk about a movie like maybe Terminator Genesis, or a movie like Chappie, you know, that was another movie that didn't get too many good reviews. It got, like, mixed reviews, but I liked it, and I thought it was a good movie. You know, just because I give some movies good ratings, and because I like them, doesn't mean I love every movie, you know? There's still a bunch out there that I did not love. I just try to avoid the bad ones at all costs. And, you know, I'm not a professional reviewer, you know? I don't go out and, you know, see every movie that's out there. It's impossible for everyone to see every movie. And if I'm not a critic that's going to go see a movie for free, why am I going to pay for a bad movie just to review it, right? I want to review movies that I want to go see. And until someone hires me, you know, that's it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about the movies that I want to go see. And if I happen to hate one, I'll let you all know about it. But this is what I like. And these are the ones that I hate a lot. Maybe one day I'll actually sit down and review them and give you details on why I hate them. I don't know, guys. But, you know, until next time, let's watch more good movies, okay? Take care.